That's right. The crowd's on their feet. It's me, Old Man Nation, the unhappy white man, with my producer.
Yeah, it's me, it's Bear and Exposure. I'm kind of along for the ride. Announcement's coming out on the 24th in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. I've offered to go to a baseball game in St. Louis with KC Grits and Cow Shit. He made the announcement. Eating ice cream will be out Tuesday morning, so he'll talk about it on fear-mongering radio. But anyways, back to the feeble old man.
Yeah, I'm writing a song right now for this very occasion. You know, I figured, what the hell? Let's write some songs and have some fun. But welcome to the Old Man Nation podcast. My name is Marky Mark from Arizona. Unhappy man that I am. Living in the she shed out there too right long, you know.
Well, that's what you told me my she shed is too as well. And, you know, another thing is Cal's just trying to drag me into this behavior with, what's his name? Oh, God, what the hell's that guy's name again? I keep forgetting his name. What the hell's his name?
Beef stew, Jesus.
That's right, beef stew. This deep state behavior. I'm like, what are you talking about? But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, just the unhappiness in this whole, MzVicky has been,
Yeah, MzVicky's being picked on by cow shit. She wants everyone to be her friend. You know, she's upset and frightened. Well, here it is. It's old man, no friend blues. Here it is, dudes.
Coffee gone cold on the table. Same old chair, same old view. Radio talking about the weather. Ain't talking back like you used to do. Got that old man, no friends blues. For tired walls, worn out shoes. Name on my phone, there's only a few. And they don't ring like you. Got that old man, no friends blues. Mailman waves from the sidewalk. That's my small talk for the day. Tell myself jokes in the mirror. Laugh a little then look away. Got that old man, no friends blues. Two empty chairs, one bad news. Names in my head, a long, long queue. But they're all gone like the month of June. Got that old man, no friends blues. Used to fill this house with stories, cards on the table, corpse on the bed. Now every room keeps keeps echoing every word I never said. Got that old man, no friends blues, slow ticking clock, same old tune. If you pass by, leave some good news, 'cause I'm sitting here in my worn-through shoes with these old men. No friends blues.
Oh yeah, that's called Old Man No Friend Blues, and we're kind of writing one for Carl. He's living on his knees. He refused to stand on his feet and call me out for being calling a pedo caller. Because I tried to change the narrative back when we were talking about Sarasota Tim at the Walmart, when I know what I said about blind news. That's why when he hears it. Little Mandela there. So, he's still running with me and everything else, wants me to call the show, but, I can't do anything without my lovely wife. My balls have been cut out. I'm a beta cock. I was once in the blind views, I was in the brown shirts, and then I came over to Valkyrie. I used to be really good friends. I used to lick the undercarriage of the king. And I got in an argument with what the hell, Squirrel Great Parodies. I got all bitter with her, and then I came over to call the show, and I called him a pedo, and then I tried to go back on it. It was Sarasota Tim, and you guys all remember about a month ago, remember I did the video, no longer gonna talk about drama, I was to do fun things, and that lasted about as long as an orgasm does, and I'm back to now I'm doing videos on cow shit and blood news. Every time I'm just so triggered right now. I'm so upset and so frightened, all the haters out there. And, MzVicky is being picked on, and she's thick and rich, and my wife got all mad at cow shit, and I had to make a choice, and I decided to live on my knees, instead of living on my feet and, dying on my feet, That's what I'm doing. That's what he's doing. He's dying on his feet. That's what he's doing. He refused to die on his feet. He's living on his knees, That's what he's doing. It's like people in the hunch out in Iran, but that's the way it is. Good old Carl. Carl is this kind of guy. He wants to be nice. You know what Carl is? He's a Pollyanna. That's what he is, a Pollyanna. He's just like thick and rich. Wants everyone to be his friend. He wants to be in the hen house there with Monty Python the Flying Circus. And look at Beef Stew. Look at him. He's going to stalk to the courthouse in New York. Daniel. He's down there, lovely and talented down there in Florida, stalking Sarasota Tim. So let's see, living on his knees, slow burn, alternative. Let's see, Carl.
Carl stares at the coffee steam, bills piled up like crooked teeth. Half a prayer in a bathroom mirror, lips split open from last week. Keeps his voice down to a whisper, keeps his eyes fixed on the floor, says it's better if I'm smaller, takes less room when I'm ignored. Carl is living on his knees, hands cracked, holding up the ceiling, saying please just let it be, till he can't feel what he's feeling. Every sorry that he speaks builds a cage around shaking letters forming laughs to let again. Swallows anger like it's medicine, chases it with stale regret. Mama calls, he lets it ring, doesn't wanna hear come home. He's afraid that if he tells her, she'll hear how far he's gone. Carl is living on his knees, hands cracked, holding up the ceiling, saying please just let it be, till he can't feel what he's feeling. Every sorry that he speaks builds a cage around his breathing. Carl is living on his knees, but his bones are built for standing. One night on the kitchen tiles he whispers, is this all I get? And tastes all in his shaking smile, says I am more than my regret. Oh, yeah. He puts one palm on the counter, one palm flat against his chest. For the first time in a decade, he leans forward, not back. Carl was living on his knees, hands cracked, holding up the ceiling. Now he's reaching for the keys to a door he stopped believing. Every sorry that he leaves falls away like broken pleading. Carl was living on his knees, now he's shaking as he's standing. Carl was living on his knees, now the ground can feel him landing.
Oh yeah, that's got a nice piano to it. It's got a guy on his knees on a picture. Absolutely, we all know Carl lives on his knees all the time. We know he does. He's too afraid to step up and call me out because he wants everyone to be his buddy. So, yeah, it is what it is. Poor Carl. You know, you try real hard, but sometimes it's never enough with Carl. You know, he wants to be, he's just like thick and rich. He wants to be everyone's friend and, you know, everything else. And, you know, me, I'm calling people all kinds of names, you know. Well,
Look at me, I was pronounced dead on arrival, and I'm back in the saddle. Now he's making up here saying lies, here on here saying lies, but wanting to go to a baseball game with KC Grits. And, you know, I told him the only way it's going to be done, you got to come down to Greyhound bus down to the Show Me State and hang out in the outskirts. It's good Stroh's. I like Stroh's beers, but this is your dearly departed Barium exposure here on the Old Man Nation podcast. We're having the time of our life here on a beautiful Sunday, 26/20, the Double Deuce Day. We have the time of our life, we always do, and you know me, I'm sitting in the she shed, and well, I'm never going to build my house. I mean, you know, it's like Mark would lie then or lie now. One minute you cop to the truth, then you rethink the whole thing and come back with a totally different story. You know, it's like, what is it? You know, lying there, it's like, I lied. Remember, I was going to build this house and just, you know, just kind of like Pete Rose. Did you bet or not bet? Lying there or lying now? What is it all about here? You know, it's like Magic Johnson. Do you have AIDS or not? Lying there or lying now? You're still alive, kicking, and you're supposed to be dead by now. I mean, what's his name? Eddie passed away of AIDS. Liberace passed away of AIDS. Well, when are you going to stop breathing? You know, whatever that kind of behavior going on. Man, the hunch saying somebody's glad someone dead in the wars in Iran. I mean, good Lord. That big, beautiful bill, you know. I've been watching a lot of hardcore lesbian porn as of late, but it's not a very Christian thing to be doing, I guess. And I was doing it in the she shed the other day, and my wife was, what's going on in there? What's going on in there? You know, nothing, honey, nothing, honey. Zip it up. It's like, oh my goodness. But yeah, Carl and other people out there, always, making fun of me, and I don't know. What are we gonna do? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. We got the hater club here. Beef Stew said there's some stupid, what did he say, deep state? It's about the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life. I mean, this guy is insane. He's gonna go all the way to, he's gonna make a special trip with, I think it's Snuggles and Snickers, in this little pole behind, go up there and sit in the courtroom and lust over Monty Python, the Flying Circus, and there was speculation that she might be a she-male, that she might be a male masquerading as a woman. You never know. Who knows? Maybe, Beef Stew, you could just close your eyes and, just do up the hindquarters, her, she, Avenue, you don't gotta know, You don't want to be like that one movie at the end, he finds out he was banging a guy, it's just like with the one movie where he wakes up and the chick's taking a piss, in the room, and like, you were fabulous last night. You find out the hard way, you reach down and there's a snake there, so you never know, Beef Stew, you might get your way. Some blackberry brandy, we can eat Beef Stew, and also Beef Stew has been known to be a stalker, just like New York Daniel. At this moment, he's stalking Sarasota in Florida. Kind of a quietly an embarrassment. It really is kind of disgusting. Going in there, hanging out. It is what it is. I've been doing this kind of behavior myself too as well. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is what it is. Mighty Python in the Flying Circus, that's right. Anyways, but, Beef Stew is always hanging out, do this kind of stuff. He's always pissing my, won't piss and moan, piss and moan. It's what he does. But it is what it is, good old Beef Stew. He's just one of those wild and crazy kids they call it, right? That's what they call it. Absolutely nuts. What are you gonna do, It's the way Beef Stew is. He's always doing something stupid. Causing trouble and mayhem. Trolling right along. And New York Dan, that's Carl's, that's the New York Dan is, I think that's the son of Beef Stew. Because one thing about Beef Stew, they're both kind of unsocialized. They could be his son, so who knows? New York, rough start, then Miami, baby. Whatever he's doing. He's at IHOP having coffee. He's stalking, living off his grandfather's money. You know me, I'm happy here in Arizona, having the time of my life. I don't know. I've not been the best person in the world. I know. I've many times, I try to be a good person, but then I've done a very Christian thing to be doing when I do my character mode, pissing him on about blind views, because I'm so mad that I got kicked out of both like-minded people. I went over the Valkyrie, I had my card, and all of a sudden I got my dick slapped, and I got called out, and then I got all mad, bitter, pissed off about it. I remember Squirrel Bay Bear, he called me out, and I got out with her. The He-Man hater club, what I am. I'm unhappy, I get it, I don't really do a lot of stuff. I kind of hang out and walk around the desert. I only leave the property or the county unless I've had written permission from my better half, I do these videos and, put up the thumbnails of my people, the haters, and, I guess I'm tired. I've been an old man my whole life, and I'm unhappy. I know, unhappy, and, sex is few and far between, and, watching YouTube all day long, and I become a white hat for what's his name, for, Nomadic Fanatic. I think he's the greatest thing in the world. I'm always protecting him and pissing him on about people, and, watching Cowpote's videos. He's got no friends or anything else, but all I'm doing is sitting in my house doing nothing at all. It's the way it is, and Beef Stew stalking, Life and Vibe courtroom, and all this stuff going on. All these male figures want to get in her panties. It's really kind of sad. I don't know what to do, I tried my hardest,
Well, I know, this Barium exposure. I've been pronounced dead, and now I'm getting me claim that I want to go to a baseball game. I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm not going to confess to it until you see me in the video. Look at Carl. Look at Carl. He stood up, cow shit in Chicago, claiming that I have to work. I can't drive that long distance. My wife won't let me, Just like they're claiming the dog's not there. We know the dog is just a rescue dog, and then somebody else take care of the damn dog. So don't let Carl make him sound like he's Santa Claus. He may look like, just like, what's his name, Dinger, oh, there you are, that imbecile, whatever he's doing these days, I watch them all, I'm in the chat room, my troll account, all that kind of behavior. I'm not near a Dan fan. I'm always doing something. I'm trolling right around. I'm a troll and a liar. I mean, cow shit's just a troll and a liar. Me, I'm just trying to troll. But, yeah, good old Carl living on his knees. It's really, really sad. I don't know. What are you going to do, man? He doesn't want to die on his feet. He's always, Carl this and Carl that. His nickname is Crash because he runs into things all the time. That's all he does, and I don't know. I've tried to like the guy, but all he does is cause trouble and mayhem. That's all he does, What are we going to do? I don't know. What are you going to do? You try hard, you try to be people's friends, you get screwed over. All these, like-minded people out here pissing him on, especially Beef Stew, Remember when he was stalking Sarasota Tim going up, especially at Walmart? I mean, he was within shouting distance of the guy. He's upset. If he could have dinner with Sarasota Tim and maybe MzVicky, Thick and Rich, and Mighty Python, he would be in heaven. He would be like a pig in crap. He has a slight chubby and obsession for the young ladies. He does. He's just kind of like, That's the way he hears it, The good old fork in the road. Good old Beef Stew. Claims he's a chef. We know it's a bull-faced lie. Cow shit had to get hot dogs and burgers this week. He's going to do his hot dogs outside on the deck. Mm-hmm. Worked hard this weekend. Meanwhile, you trolls sit around and watch Sarasota Tim and listen to Mighty Python, the Flying Circus, all that behavior,
Yeah, I know. That's what I do too as well. I sit around BS. I don't know. What are we gonna do? Sometimes I don't get it, man. Barium exposure comes on here, trolls right along, and MzVicky, be my friend. Oh my God, please. I want everyone to like me. What about me? Someone's gotta like me. Yeah, she gets all mad all the time because people don't, she's thick and rich. It's plain and simple. I remember when he had that nickname and he called Chubbles that, and my wife got all mad and pulled up my wacky's pee-pee, and all these e-beggars too as well. Look at New York Dan. Look at Blind News. That's the way he hears it. They're e-begging, asking for money in Gur. Send me stuff, give me stuff. I want this, I want that. All that stuff, just buy me some beer. That's all I need. Give me a 6-pack of Modelo and a bag of dope, and I'll sit out there in the back porch and I'll just sit there and freak out in the back. Give me some real good potent marijuana. But, good old Carl, living on his knees. Too afraid to step up and call me out. He's too afraid. He knows he's going to get dick slapped. He's doing live streams every single night now. Comes home. Whatever he does, now he's live streams non-stop skullduggery, does these 2-hour streams, laughing, giggling at the chat room, there's KC Grits in there, Squirrel Bay Parrot is in there licking the undercarriage for all the guys, we can only hope that MzVicky comes to the building, I'm there, but I'm kind of just watching, drinking Stroh's beer, having the time of my life too as well. That's what I do. I drink Stroh's, I drink all kinds of fun stuff. That's what I do, Stroh's, Modelo, whatever I can Militant and draft, any black label, any kind of beer I can drink. I'm just sitting there watching the chat room waiting for somebody to come through. I'm too chicken to type in because I don't want to get dick slapped. So that's what I've done. That's what I do. I hang out in the outskirts. It is what it is. I don't know. What are we gonna do these days? Just there's so much I can do, and I get lonely and scared. I'm sitting here in the desert and trolling right along. And remember, I was like, I'm not gonna talk about the haters. I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm not gonna watch hardcore lesbian porn anymore. I'm not gonna rip on gay people, and I'm gonna be really nice. I'm gonna be a Republican, and whatever else. Put the hunch in a casket. I dirty deleted all my stuff, and here I am talking to you buffoons. That's what I'm doing. But I don't know. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Maureen is always there for me, and she loves me. This I know, for the Bible tells me so. That's what we do. We hang out in the outskirts. Oh, happy Sunday, third day of spring. There she is, MzVicky. Having the time of her life. What she does. What are you gonna do about that behavior? She's just such, she's such a chicken, and she won't call the show. She's too chicken to call the show. Before you know it, they won't be calling the show anymore. It is what it is. I don't know. I've always tried to be a goodie and have the time of my life, but it is what it is. Yep. That's right, Wonder Hussy. That's right. It's the way it works, man. It's the way it works. It's what we always do, bitches. Yep. What's this? Enthusiast Nation. Sarasota Tim Hater, Grandma's pocketbook. Ran audio only. Alright. So this other guy has got like a rant only. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. There's one guy out there. He's talking about it. Absolutely. We're having the time of our life. Call the show. Here I am, What are we gonna do? I don't know. I'm very lonely and scared right now. Been lonely. I have no friends. I'm in the desert. I don't like the hunch. And I'm happy, dudes. I wish I had more time for more things, but, I'm part of the Sarasota Hater Club, New York Daniels running around and stalking right along when we all know he does, nonstop, looking for Sarasota Tim. We've seen him do it before. Walk up there and film the place, just like his uncle, Beef Stew, stalking these people. It's bizarre as hell. We don't quite understand that behavior. What are you gonna do? It's funny when you Google my channel, the one with the Wonder Hussy picture comes to the top of the page. It's pretty hilarious. You type it in, and up it comes, and Wonder Hussy and me on the front page. When you do in there, guess what comes to the top? An audio on me. Way to go. There goes my chance right out the door to be somebody substantial. The way she goes. But I don't know. I'm unhappy. I know. I'm just sitting here, no friends, watching, some lesbian porn, listening to audios, and having the time of my life. It's what I do, bitches. It's what I've always done. We screw around. Yeah, that's right.
I know, and just look at me. Barium exposure. I am part of the deep state. I know. I'm part of the deep state. It is what it is, man. I don't know. What are you gonna do? It's a Sarasota Tim Hater. The haters out there. They all want a hater. Hate this and hate that. Hate this and hate that. Oh my God. And they're all just the same, man. I don't know. Beef Stew, sitting there running around, stalking, gonna go see Mighty Python, the Flying Circus. It's just unbelievable, man. And I know. I'm sitting here too as well. I'm supposed to be dead. And then, Casey Grits, you're out there in the outskirts too as well. We're gonna go to a ball field, and I get it, and I totally get it, but, I don't know. If I want to go to a baseball game or not, I don't know. I guess sometimes I just don't get it, I try my hardest, and it's not easy. Yeah. Sitting in the she shed, watching YouTube, mad at the world. I'm unhappy too as well. I haven't had sex in years, you know. I'm still mad at cow shit. I mean, my wife went and told him I died, and I re-raised myself up, and I called the show a couple weeks ago. I was all angry about it, you know. Remember when I called in and was half drunk? Remember that? I'd had about 6 or 7 strohs. I had some bull beer too as well, and then a couple of shots of blackberry brandy, and I was lit up like a Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. I was drunker than a skunk. I was just so high, and so I was like a giraffe's ass. It was. I know. What are you gonna do? You know, it is what it is, man. I don't know. I kind of sit around the house sometimes. I get bored. You know, I want to build my house, but I don't know how to build my house. You know, everyone wants me to build it, but you know, I got all mad at cow shit, and you know, I've been talking of building my house for how long? I won't do it. I'm too lazy. You know, I want to be part of the brown shirts. You know, I'm also part of the deep state. You know, the beef stew talk. But I've reached out to beef stew, so I've been giving him intel in the end. You know, I still watch every single video of Sarasota Tim. Remember when you talked about me? Oh yes, you talked about me. You talked about me. Why did you talk about me? Why did you talk about me? You talked about me. You talked about me. Yes, that's right. You talked about me on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You talked about me on YouTube. There we go. You talked about me on YouTube. This is my song. I'm ready for to see if sometimes he writes too many songs, he'll cut them off. So let's see here now. You talked about me on YouTube. There we go. This is my song, okay? I'm writing it right now. I don't know. I know it's Old Man Nation's, podcast. Here saying lies. It's one of the most fastest growing YouTube and Spreaker shows you could possibly buy. And it's nonstop skullduggery, and I'm here. I mean, I'm a grumpy, crabby old man, and I get it. I get really grumpy really fast. And I'd be upset and frightened. Pretty soon I start screaming and hollering. Before I know it, I'm all upset. And I get angry, I see the grr cow shit has, and I want to be like cow shit. I want to make money, but I can't see myself. Could you see me being a friendly person at the airport, helping with luggage, being nice? Hey, where you going to today? And just like today, prime example. Cow shit told a guy he had his passport was kind of bent, and he said, you're not going to get on the plane. You're not going to get on. Oh, you're just spreading fear. You're fear mongering. He told him. Well, guess what? He couldn't go to Costa Rica because the passport was curled up. Guess what? Couldn't get on. The guy came back and said, don't say a word. He got on his shuttle, and he told you, you're not getting on. You gotta have that passport be perfect, otherwise I can't run through, and you can't run through, you're not going on your trip. Yeah, I know. We always talked about me, and these people were mean to me on here. They were. I mean.
Yeah, listen, alright, we're sick and tired of your ballless behavior coming on my show, bitching about your life. We all know, you're a piece of work, and, you can do no wrong to anybody. This is, oh my God, I'm bearing exposure. You talked about me. It's just like MzVicky. You talked about me. You talked about me. Oh, me. And it's just like Mighty Python and the Flying Circus. Her behavior in this court date coming up here. All this stuff with Sarasota Tim and Chris Google Maps and Nomadic Fanatic, his big court date coming up. Blind Muse wants to be there. We all know that, what's her name, Squirrel Bay Parody. She'll be watching it live on the show, making comments. That woman's absolutely insane. It is what it is, but what are you going to do, right? I mean, good Lord, I don't know, what do we, it's, Beef still has troll accounts, so don't ever let him tell you he doesn't. He's the beaver guy running around with you, that's what he does, So always run around doing something, that's what he does. Runs around, does stuff, pisses and moans, then he claims I'm not doing anything wrong, no, I'm not doing anything wrong, no, I'm not. Deniability is always accountability. Here we go. This is for you talked about me on YouTube. This is for Baron.
This is for me, okay? It's called Moody. You talked about me. 3 minutes, 26 seconds. And away we go.
Saw my name in your thumbnail frame. Paused the clip. Heart in my mouth, you laughed once. Said I was kinda insane and kept my secrets spilling out. You told that story from last July. Bent the ending, made it bite. I watched the chat fill up like fireflies. Little strangers, picking sides. Do you even know what that did to me? Watching you turn us into commentary. Every memory feels like borrowed proof, replay proof. You talked about me on YouTube like you never even knew me in the first place. Turn our history to clickbait. Every tear, every fight, every half true take. You talked about me on YouTube, and I'm scrolling through the comments in a dark room. All these people think they know my moves, but I only ever gave my heart to you. You said someone, but they knew my face. Inside jokes in every phrase. You hid the name, but left enough for the trace. So all your followers could chase. You called me messy and overly deep. Said I cared too much, didn't sleep. Funny how you left out the nights you'd weep on my shoulder, counting sheep. Did you ever think I would see that clip? Hear my worst days in your movie script. Every boss feels like a missing truth. Cut in two. You talked about me on YouTube like you never even knew me in the first place. Turn our history to clickbait. Every bruise, every dare, every war I take. It talks about me on YouTube, and I'm scrolling through the comments in a dark room. All these people think they know my moves, but I only ever gave my heart to you. Maybe I'm a lesson in your playlist now, just a cautionary tale for the hurt and loud. But I was flesh and bone in your bed at night, not a caption under lights. So say my flaws, paint me cruel, untrue, edit me till I'm a stranger too. But when the stream ends, when the screen turns blue, you still gotta live with what you drew. You talked about me on YouTube like you never even knew me in the first place. Turned our history to clickbait. Every kiss, every dream, every soft escape. You talked about me on YouTube, and I'm closing all the tabs in this dark room. Let them gossip, let them guess my moves, 'cause I'm finally taking back my truth from you.
Oh yeah, 'cause you talked about me. Yes, you did, Cowpote. You talked about me. And I'm really upset about that behavior. You and back with Marky. Mark was on there, and The View, and then Alfie. I was speaking. You called me Alfie too as well. I know, it's one of those wing things, But, oh yeah, you talked about me. You talked about me, and I didn't like it. You talked about me. You talked about me. You talked about me, and I won't like it when you talk about me.
Yeah, I know, we talked about you, and we had the time of our lives, and we would talk about all the haters, and, I'm not gonna talk about the haters. I'm gonna have a positive channel, all that stuff, just like crushing it in Florida, wherever. He's not gonna do any more of this stuff. Look at Carl. I'm not gonna listen to Sarasota Tim for 2 weeks. Yeah, BS. You go watch The Thick and Rich. Yeah, we all know, Carl, you're living on your knees. We know, we heard that song. We wrote it just for you. Remember, Carl, lean in and listen. It's not a lie, just as long as you believe it to be the truth. We know about you, Carl. Refuse to go to Chicago. Refuse to go. Oh yeah, Cow, she was all mad, crying on the train, crying in the hotel, crying at the game. Carl wasn't there. Poor little Carl, too afraid to go. There's a live stream. Ogden's in there cheering him on. He's like, oh no. Let's listen to the second Living on His Knees. Here's the second one.
Carl stares at the coffee steam, bills piled up like crooked teeth. Half a prayer in a bathroom mirror, lips split open from last week. Keeps his voice down to a whisper, keeps his eyes fixed on the floor. Says, it's better if I'm smaller, takes less room when I'm ignored. Carl is living on his knees, hands cracked, holding up the ceiling, saying please just let it be till he can't feel what he's feeling. Every story that he speaks builds a cage around his breathing. Carl is living on his knees, but his bones are built for standing. Clocking card with shaking letters, foreman laughs, you're late again. Swallows anger like it's medicine, chases it with stale regret. Mama calls, he lets it ring, doesn't wanna hear come home. He's afraid that if he tells her, she'll hear how far he's gone. Carl is living on his knees, hands cracked, holding up the ceiling, saying please just let it be till he can't feel what he's feeling. Every story that he speaks builds a cage around his breathing. Carl is living on his knees, but his bones are built for standing. Is this all I get? Taste the salt in his shaking smile, says I am more than my regret. Oh yeah. He puts one palm on the counter, one palm flat against his chest. For the first time in a decade, He leans forward, not back. Carl was living on his knees, hands cracked, holding up the ceiling. Now he's reaching for the keys to a door he stopped believing. Every story that he leaves falls away like broken pleading. Carl was living on his knees. Now he's shaking as he's standing. Carl was living on his knees. Now the ground can feel him landing.
Well, you could just put Hope is living on his knees. It could be a Hope is getting up. You could make that, just change the name Hope. It's living on his knees. And just sing the song. Great piano, great song. Who's that? The voice reminds me of that one guy who was coming home. He was on American Idol. Good song. But that's for Carl the Nomad. Santa Claus is coming to town. I tried to write one for Cowshit. I love Wonder Hussy Adventures, but it wouldn't let me write it because he doesn't pay for this. It's free. Free. Everybody wants something for free. And that's the way she blows. So he couldn't write one for Cowshit. I love Wonder Hussy Adventures. Maybe he'll write one for you guys on Fear-mongering radio. I'm out of Modelo. Having the time of my life here. Yeah, you know, all the haters out there are so concerned with Sarasota Tim, and so am I. You know, Blind B's trying to clean up his act, with wearing a jacket and everything else, and I did some stupid show on that behavior. It is what it is, I don't know. What am I gonna do? Barium exposure. Yeah. Yeah. Call the show. Nope, not a chance. Doubt it. No way. He won't do it. No way, girl. Call the show. Nope, not a chance. Cowship won't make amends. Not a chance. I'm just that mean kind of person. I don't know, what are we gonna do? Mighty Python the Flying Circus, she's always doing his shows, and I have the time of my life for doing that stuff, and,
Yeah, me too. I'm bearing exposure. I'm always, hanging out in the outskirts too as well. You know me. I'm always watching everybody. I'm a watcher. I watch. I'm always in the background going, hey man, hey Padronis, I'm sitting in my she shed, I'm all angry all the time, I want to go to a baseball game with Casey, Grits, and Cowshit, but the only way it's going to happen, they're going to have to go downhill. They're going to have to go on a Greyhound bus, especially, could you see Cowshit going on a Greyhound bus to St. Louis to meet me and Casey Grits at a baseball game? That would be epic. Epic as hell. Oh, yeah. Oh, it'll be funny as hell. What are we going to do, huh? I know, there's not much we can and will do, but, I was hoping somebody would call the show. I mean, we could make phone calls and call Carl, but he'll just be a grumpy little old man, won't be fun to have on, Should we call Carl? I should call Carl. Yeah, let's call Carl. Let's see if he's available. Let me see. Let's see if Carl's available, if the phone works. Let's see if he's, let me see. Carl, I'm coming for you, bitch boy. Let's see if he's available, if the phone even works. Gonna call Carl. Welcome to Old Man Nation Podcast. Hello, is this Carl?
This is Carl.
Well, this is Barium Exposure on the new Old Man Nation podcast right now. So
I just watched your video.
Oh, how was it?
It was awesome.
Which one did you watch?
The one where you have your black screen.
Oh, what did it
It's
say?
all Blacksy for you.
What did it say?
It said that you're still not happy about people saying that you died, but you came back. You rose.
Yeah, I know, rose from the dead. So he was all mad. I'm all mad about it, huh? Well, it is what it is. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. 1 hour ago, there I am. Ha. Well,
Yeah.
so I know, sometimes, I'm here. I'm here on the show here, so I'm glad you watched
I
it.
know.
You know?
Yeah.
How mad am I? Am I very mad, or did I mention couch?
I don't know. I've been showing everybody's pictures of your new house.
Okay, well,
Pretty snazzy.
we did write a song on you. Said you live it on your knees. A pretty good piano one about you refuse to call out Old Man Nation. So I'm here co-hosting with him right now. So that you remind me of Thick and Rich. Cause
Oh, me? What? You not calling him out because it's the P word?
Yeah, because he said it during the weird. Hang on, man. Hang on.
This is Old Man Nation. Hang on a minute now. This is Old Man Nation. You said you want to talk to me. I tried to pretend I did it during the Sarasota Tim talk to those young kids, where I said it during Blind Views voice thing, and I said it, and then I'm trying to revisit that it was something else, and you still want to talk to me, be my buddy, but it's not going to work. But
that's up to you. That's up to you.
I know.
I know I said it because when I said it, I had memories that you did it. You did it, and it was against. It was against Blind Views,
Yeah.
but then you've changed your mind and said it's something else. And
Yeah.
I'm not a historian. I didn't write it down.
No, I know, but I know, but Sarasota Tim is out there, and Bear Exposure's been doing this podcast with me now, and we're talking about the haters. We figured we'd call you and get
Yeah.
what do you think about the court case with since you're allegedly a lawyer, you don't pay your bills and whatever.
Well, where was it going? Oh, I'm not one of those psycho people that will go back and look it up and record it and then make a video. I don't care that much.
Okay, but do you think she's going to win that case? Are you going to be in the court?
No,
Are
she's
you
not.
She's
Not going to win. I told my wife about it today, and she just started cracking up, and she's like, "Long arm statue? What the fuck?" I'm like, "I know." Ask any attorney about long arm statue and small claims on top of it. She's crazy. She's just reading something out of Google and making it fit her case.
Yeah.
She hasn't read any cases and shepherdized it.
Hang on a minute, we got a private number here. Hang on.
Oh yeah, KP Grits, Mr. Grits.
Hang on.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello. Who is this?
Yeah,
This is.
what took you so long?
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, young man. Lady, this is Old Man Nation here. We have her on here. Welcome to the Old Man Nation. You with Carl? Welcome to the show, young lady. How you doing? My name is Old Man Nation. You still mad at me? I'm still a little bitter about what you've done to me.
Yeah, I was just trying to watch his new channel.
Who's been?
It only lasted for a minute.
Oh, the one I did on Blind Views. The one I did. I was all mad about Blind Views.
Yeah, the old man, blind man, and Arizona blind man.
I know. That's my character motion, and I can do anything I want as a character. And, I can come here in this audio and talk to you and Carl. We have Carl on here with Kaushit's girlfriend. How you doing, young lady? How's everything going in the hater community? Did you go to Blind Views live stream? Were you there in the brown shirts the other day? Yes or no?
Yeah, I was there for a little bit, and then I left.
How'd that go?
Well, there were a lot of troll accounts.
What were they doing?
Trolling.
I see. We know Beef Stew is a troll account. He likes to do this trolling. What do you think? Did you listen to the one when he was on the cow shit claiming there's a deep state? What's your thoughts on his idea there's a deep state? What's your thoughts about that?
I think that guy's starving for attention.
Yeah, he does. You know, that's why you don't do any videos on him. Just leave it, the audio as a cow shit, because he's a waste of good suffering, as cow shit says. So, anyways,
Yeah, he's trying to make friends, you know.
He's slow hanging fruit like all of us, and we wrote some songs for Carl on this audio of living on his knees because he doesn't want to call me out for my boorish behavior. So it is what it is. So I don't know. I'm a feeble old man. I'm trying to protect thick and rich and everything else, and getting in trouble on the internet. Now I'm doing these character things, and it's just not working out for me. I don't know. You can call.
I don't get the backwards hat.
Well, I don't know the backwards hat. I'm an old man. What do you expect? I'm living in the she shed in the middle of the desert. I have nothing better to do, sweetheart. I have nothing better to do. That's what I'm doing. I'm just hanging out. I'm all angry at everybody. I got kicked out of the brown shirts. You got mad at me. I came over to Valkyrie, and then I got kicked out of Valkyrie. Now what am I? I'm a man with no nation. I'm just, before you know it, the hunch is going to invade my property. And I'll be screwed.
ICE.
Yeah.
ICE is going to come get it.
Yeah, ICE will come get my young ass and I'll be deported. I don't know, where could they deport me? To Mexico or maybe Afghanistan or something? Somewhere I could be deported to.
Right, Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela would be fun. I could work an oil rig. I could get all kinds of grr. Be great.
Yeah.
I don't know. But... So,
nuclear power plant.
What do you think about Beef Stew's girlfriend? What's her name in this court case? What's your personal opinion on this behavior with her, with the Mighty Python, the flying circus?
I don't know. I think there's some kind of power struggle going on. She's got a big head about it now.
Right. Well, hang on.
I could totally be wrong. I don't know. Okay.
But real quick, this is Barium Exposure. It's good to hear your voice, young lady. Well, guess what? Cowshit's gonna come out with a video on Tuesday eating Costco ice cream. Guess what? I guess I'm allegedly gonna go to a baseball game with Casey Grits and Cowshit in the Show Me State. But here's the caveat. He has to greyhound it down to Missouri to see the baseball game with Casey Grits because, Carl stood up Cowshit. He lied about it. He was too chicken to come to Chicago because he didn't want to spend the gas money. So that was the whole thing. So I'm going to make it up to Cowshit and Casey Grits and go to a baseball game down in Kansas City. Do you think that's a hearsay, a lie, or the truth? What do you think?
What'd you say about live?
Do you think he's actually going to meet me for a baseball game in KC Grits in Kansas City? What do you think? You think that's a bull-faced lie or it could be the truth? What do you think?
Where's he going to get the funds to travel?
Well, he has to go by a Greyhound bus, because he always talks about that. It's the only way I'll accept him to come down to the baseball game, because I will go to the baseball game with him. But I told Casey Grits in an email I'll go down with him into Kansas City to see the ribs or something. But me and Cowshits said he went to my funeral. Then I risen, and then I came on the show half drunk and act like a total imbecile, and then here I am on an Old Man Nation's very boring podcast, and you called the show. What more can I ask for? Here I am, the world famous Barium Exposure. And I did a 4-minute video pissing and moaning about people believing I was dead. So it's kind of disappointing in the bit.
Hey, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Why do you keep bringing me up?
Well, we bring you up because that's what we do. We bring up you because you're the main. You're the only sane woman in this like-minded people. You're the only woman that is like-minded and has her head on her shoulders. All the other people, you don't want any of these other women to have your baby or anything else or go on a date with. I mean, you're the only one that's got any sense of imagination on this video platform. Everybody else is a bunch of crazy women. You should make it a compliment that people are talking about you. If they care about you, they talk about you. Would you not agree?
Well, Mark doesn't talk about me in a favorable light.
Well, no, come on, this is Marky
Who
Mark now.
doesn't talk about in a favorable light?
Yeah, no, well, this is Marky Mark. I know I did it because you busted my balls, and I can't handle when a woman calls me out. I can't handle that. That's my, I want to be 1 minute Republican, then I want to be a whiny little liberal. Now I'm an independent idiot, and I'm pissed off at the world, making fun of cow shit, making up lies about the pedo behavior, when I said it, how I said it. I want to rewrite history. You just pissed me off because you're a woman. I don't like to take orders from a woman in the brown shirts. I know, I make fun of people, that's what I do. I remember 2 weeks ago, I wasn't going to do this behavior anymore. I wasn't going to talk to me about anybody. I wasn't going to be a nice guy. I was going to be the Easter Bunny of YouTube and bring gifts to everybody and everyone was going to be kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I did that.
I remember that. Stewie and Carl too.
Good old Stu, remember Stu?
Then we're going to talk about Sarasota Tim anymore or any haters. And,
Yep. That's what happened. Look at Carl on the phone here right now. We wrote 2 songs, Dying on My Feet, Dying on His Feet, Dying on His Knees, Living on His Knees, excuse me. And now I'm not going to listen to Sarasota Tim for 2 weeks. Well, guess what he did? He went over to Thick and Rich, listened to her and Ding-a-Lang, and still listened to his young ass. It was a bold-faced lie. You know it, Carl. Your thoughts?
Hey, I got to set the rules.
It's just like cheating on your wife, but you use a condom, so it's okay, right?
Hey, he who sets the rules controls the game.
He who has the gold sets the price. Yeah, we totally understand that behavior. It's like cow shit dating squirrel bait and say, well, I used a condom. Don't worry about it, man. I didn't do anything wrong, or I did not have sex related with that woman, Zelensky. We all know about that behavior, but yeah, I know. I've been a horse's ass towards you, and I want to publicly apologize. I'm sorry, Squirrel Babe, for being a ding-a-lang and an idiot and a condescending bastard. And I want to, I've been not a very Christian thing to be doing to you, young lady. I'm trying not to be a horse's ass. I'm trying to be a better person. I know I'm unhappy, living in the desert with nothing better to do, no friends, and doing this pat on backwards kind of behavior. I have no like-minded people anymore. I want to publicly apologize to you, young lady, for my behavior.
Okay, hey, what do you think of Grandma's pocketbook going after Charles?
What, Carl? She going after you? What's the deal? What is she doing to you, Carl? What is she doing to my boy?
Well, she went after all these guys. She said she got an email that she wouldn't disclose that somebody wrote to her and told her to do something really bad. And none of us would agree with what this person said, and it was none of us. But yet she blames it all on us.
Well, it's not a lie. It's going to be the truth. If there's a real email, then show it. That's the way we look at it. It's an easy hall pass, as they say. You hall pass it on. It's just
not only is she a mean woman, she's a coward.
Yes, a liar. It's just like kind of with Beef Stew claiming he's a chef. He's just a hot dog cook. Same kind of thing. His behavior. Has Skittles and he's got Snuggles and Snickers. And he's gonna go sit in a courtroom and stalk some lady middle of nowhere, and then look at him. He stalked Sarasota Tim. It's on video. Look at New York Daniel. He's down there right now stalking Sarasota Tim. I don't know about you.
We got a guy named Just Mike, and he only lives 14 miles from that courthouse.
That's kind of sad. I don't know about you, Squirrel Bait. You better never show your face, your address. You'll have guys at your door knocking on your door, young lady. Just make sure you don't give anybody your address. You'll have people at your front door like Wonder Hussy does. And Wandering Gypsy and other people out there. So be careful, young lady. There's a lot of weirdos in this Sarasota Tim Hater community.
I've already had one stalker, and his channel is still up. And then I've had a couple secret admirers. One guy wanted to take me out. He was from North Carolina, wanted to come where I was to take me out to dinner. I said, no, I'm not going out with anybody.
Yeah, I know. It's good for you.
I don't want to meet anyone. I said, don't take it personal. I just don't want to meet anyone.
Because right now they can hear the food talking. If they ever see the food moving, then they want to touch the food and they want to eat the food. Then you're in big trouble. So be careful with these weirdos.
Yeah, like Cowpote with Wonder Hussy.
Hey, come on! I don't think he's that bad. He never wants to touch the food. He just likes to see.
Oh,
the food.
come on! he's all up her grill.
Oh yeah, I know he is. He did make a comment on a video today. He said just another filler video, and they got a couple likes on it, doing someone else's deed. So he's gonna put that thumbnail up here, which he did before. So yeah, he made a comment. And yeah, he's madly passionate in love with her, but he'll never go anywhere because she's too short. She looks like a penguin and no boobs, so there's nothing to play with. So if he was single tomorrow, he'd have to put something over her face while they talk. So you can only.
Well, she can have that surgery where they make her legs longer.
Yeah, that's true. And he can be a little taller, but you have to be at least 5'10" to get on that ride, I guess, with cow shit. At least 5'10" or 11. So
she could stand on the curb.
Hey, Carl, what do you think of Grandma saying that you let the behavior go on in your live stream?
There's no bad behavior in my live stream. You've been there. It's all people just having a good time, and nobody's really saying anything. Nobody says anything really bad. That I can see. Nobody says anything like she's saying.
Yeah, I think she took a swipe at me also in her video because I screenshot what she said. She said, I'm even pointing a finger at some of the female creators or viewers who don't want to be excluded from the Voice Club or say that
she's a coward. Grandma Pocketbook's a coward.
I think she was talking about me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a female creator. I didn't know who else she would be talking about. I don't think she'd be talking about MzVicky,
She doesn't have that email, and that email isn't addressed from anybody that's normally in the chat. Probably not even a sock account.
No, it's all redacted.
Yeah, well, that's the same as not showing us the email in the first place.
Yeah, why would she be protecting the perpetrator? Which is, I read a comment of that in your.
Yeah, she doesn't give Tim that same courtesy.
Yeah, exactly.
They dox Tim all the time.
She's an artist, with her videos and stuff like that. So she could have concocted something. I don't know, allegedly.
Well, she said things about me and my legal career, which she would have no knowledge. She doesn't know. She doesn't know if I missed 1 deadline, 10 deadlines, or 100 deadlines.
So is this part of the deep state we're talking about here, right, ladies and gentlemen? Is this the deep state sending out emails? Is this the truth then, or what's the deal?
I don't think that's it. I think Stewie was just making the whole thing up.
Well, he's mentally ill. So remember that.
He said he's got people wanting him to make stuff and everything like that. He's just trying to make himself important.
He's a bold-faced.
Did you see Stewie's new short?
I got people wanting me to make stuff for them and all this and that. I don't know. That's just that's how I see him.
He's a bold-faced little liar. He has nowhere else to go on any podcast except with cow shit. and that's all he has. He sits there in that rolling thunder with the gerbil and the dog, and has nothing better to do, and delivers food all day long, makes hot dogs, and that's all he does. And he found YouTube, found Sarasota Tim, and that's all he does. Now he's in love with Monty Python, the Flying Circus. He wants to go all the way to sit in the goddamn courtroom. Him and Scooter are gonna fight over her affection in that courtroom. You watch, there'll be a brawl in the backyard. You watch those two young men. There'll be a brawl.
I don't believe that either.
Mike's going there too.
I don't believe that he's all into her like he portrays he is.
He loves her, man. He wants to
He says he's falling out of love with her.
Well, that's...
He's just getting too weird.
If you believe
Because he
that...
was never in love with her.
Yeah, Carl, well, he thinks she's a she-male now, so that's the problem. He's getting afraid of the snake. He thinks she's a she-male. That's the problem.
Well, Kentucky Yankee asked me if I have any proof that she's a female, and I'm like, no. And they're like, well, how do you know she's a female? I'm like, well, I don't know for certain.
Yeah, I heard that.
I don't think she has an Adam's apple. That's usually the dead giveaway.
Who knows? But I think Beef Stew wants to date her. I think he wants to be her mama-san. He wants to live with her, be in the basement of the house out there and take care of the dogs and do whatever else and be her mama-san. That's what he wants to be. This hot dog chef, we all know that behavior. So that's the way it is, I'm lonely and scared out here in the desert too as well, and I still watch Sarasota Tim, and I watch MzVicky, Thick and Rich, and whatever else, Blind News. I watch all his videos and I piss him on about like I'm an old man. So it is what it is. We're all a bunch, we're all crazy. But I think Beef Stew needs to see a psychiatrist. He's an extremely strange man. Would you not agree, Carl?
I don't know. When he's just sitting there at night and he's talking where he's calm, he's not on your show screaming.
Yep.
He seems even keeled, but when he's on your show and my show, he'll get all out of joint. But when he's just sitting there at 2 a.m. talking, he's pretty mellow.
He's voice activated, as Cow Shit says. He's voice activated. He's like,
he's got an audience.
Yeah, well,
when he's in your live stream, he's got an audience.
Cow Shit says, when a stripper gets on the stage, money comes out, they change their whole persona. Or like a wrestler that's ready to go on stage on a radio show, as soon as the light comes on, they turn into their character mode. So when he gets on a podcast, he turns into his character mode. He gets all, here's my chance to get on a podcast and I can tell more on. So he's voice activated. That's who Beef Stew is, So he stalked Sarasota Tim to Walmart outside of his area and claimed he was delivering food. That's a bold-faced lie. So,
I believe he was in maybe the Walmart.
Well, you can believe that if you want, Carl. Go ahead. I've got an ocean in the middle of Arizona for you, okay? You can believe. Go ahead, young man. Believe the lies and the hearsay. You can go ahead and believe Beef Stew. We all know you're a Pollyanna. Would you not agree, Squirrel Bait? Carl's a Pollyanna, just like Thick and Rich. Would you not agree? He wants to be friends with everybody. He's like, you need to be a public no defender. You need to go work at the courthouse. Be everyone's buddy.
I don't hate somebody.
Yeah, I think
right after that.
You want to believe the good in people and stuff like that, but on the internet there ain't no such a thing.
Yep. We all know
it's like everyone out for themselves.
Right.
And you can't make friends online either. Trust me, I know. I've been thrown under the bus like 3 times.
Who's throwing you under the bus?
Well, that one person I told you about, who's BB's little spy.
Yes.
And 2 guys, but you don't know them.
Okay.
And people just turn on you for no reason. They just turn on you.
I thought I was friends with Grandma Pocketbook, and she's changed on me.
Well, she probably listens to everything you're ever on, so she listens to you come on Cow Shit Show, So these people just, you got to have one side
And
or the other.
Ray, I could have stayed friends with if I did everything she wanted.
Well, you gotta learn to die.
She wanted, she would be my friend.
You gotta learn to die on your feet, not live on your knees. That's the
No, I
problem.
just didn't
That's
want
it.
to.
It's scary. Squirrel bait,
Yeah.
just squirrel bait, just die on your feet. Don't live on your knees. You do what you gotta do. Don't F with these people. They can't.
You know, when a friend tells you that they don't want you talking to this person or seeing this person or whatever, they're not your friend.
Correct. Absolutely.
And that's pretty much what's happening in Ray's channel.
Yep.
You know, they don't like us talking about stuff, and if you do, then you're out. And that goes for MzVicky. You know, I really like MzVicky, but she's like getting some gumption about her. And you know, and if you say something bad about Ray or Grandma's Pocketbook or somebody else who's her friends, you know, she's going to shadow ban you.
Yeah.
You know.
She
Well,
gets all.
I think they put the writing on the wall that MzVicky's gotta fall in line, or she's out.
Yep.
You know, the way that Ray and Grandma's Pocketbook and whoever else treats people when they come in there, you know, is a good tell, okay? Because eventually that's how they're going to treat you. You know, they're going to throw you under the bus. Eventually they will.
Right.
You think they're friends, they're not your friends. You know?
Yep.
You don't want friends like that.
Correct. You don't. What do they say? You don't want enemies. You have friends like that. How that works? Yeah. When people turn on YouTube, that's what they do. They get into these little cliques and like-minded people, and they get all pissed off. You can't have those kind of people. Look at Carl, stood up cow shit in Chicago. You know, that's the way she goes now. Barium exposure is going to have him come down to a. Anyway, hey, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, I have got to get going. I'm out here in the desert. I'm going to make some, I'm going to make some pancakes and some omelets tonight for the lovely wife. But he will be on Fear Mongering Radio tomorrow if you want to call the show. Squirrel Bay Parody. Anything you want to say here on Hearsay and Lies, this will be up tonight. Anything you want to say on the behalf, go right ahead. You have the floor.
Well, I'm just, I just want people to realize that I'm a free agent. I don't belong to anybody. I don't belong to any one group, you know, and I don't care what anyone says. You know, if I want to come on your show and talk, I can. If I want to go on Carl's, I can, you know. I can't go on Ray's. I don't know. She's got something against me, I guess, because I'm a free woman. I'm free, okay? And I can do whatever I want. I don't need anyone telling me what I should do, who I should talk to, where I can go, you know, things like that.
We love a strong woman here, absolutely. Carl the Nomad, Mr. Vacillator himself, what's on your mind before I cut you loose on Hearsay and Lies? What's your thoughts?
I'd like to ditto everything Squirrel Bait said. I think that was perfect.
All right.
I can't do any better than that.
All right, you two.
I think so.
All right, young lady, you stay beautiful, you stay handsome. My name is Old Man Nation, and
This is Barium Exposure, and I'm not dead, so quit listening to cow shit. So, hey, Squirrel Bay Parody, we wish you would do one on me that I'm alive and well. It'd be kind of cool. Or something, or me beating up Cowpote or something, doing something substantial. It'd be epic as hell. But thank you, sweetheart, for calling into our show. We appreciate it.
All righty, we'll see you later.
See you, Carl. See you later.
See ya.
All right, there they go. All right, man, Barium Exposure. That was fun. I mean, what the hell, right? They came on the show on Hearsay and Lies. Holy maloney, what do you think you're the hell about, huh? Oh, my goodness.
yeah, that was kind of cool, man. Hey, you guys, thanks for coming on the show and saving trolls. My name is Old Man Nation. This is Hearsay and Lies here, and we always appreciate the military, the armed force out there. We said don't drink and drive and don't shower in the shower, Penn State. We appreciate everybody out there here saying lies, bearing exposures, alive and well, going to a baseball game. We appreciate you guys very, very much. From the outskirts, I'm the unhappy, feeble old man nation.
The ghost of Barium exposure. See you guys all later. Bitch, please. What? Bitch, please.